And we have Mark Stiles with us. So thrilled to welcome Mark to present a little bit of information about PNK. Mark has many years of experience working in commercial and industrial real estate. He graduated with business, real estate, and economics degree from Harvard University Graduate School of Design and University of Georgia. He joined the PNK team in 2016, and as I mentioned before, PNK Group's an international industrial warehouse real estate developer that has a significant portfolio in the United States, including 4 locations here in Pennsylvania, and they offer full implementation cycle for turnkey industrial facilities. So thrilled to be hearing from Mark. So Mark, I'm going to turn it over to you, and let me pull up your presentation, and you let me know which one you'd like to run with first,
Yeah,
or
sure.
if you'd like me to start with the video.
Yeah, Lauren, thank you very much. And thank you for the invitation to be here. It's great to be doing business with you, Lauren, up in Pennsylvania. And we're really excited as we're getting a lot of buildings up now. And it's great to hear from Todd and Nick and Jennifer, about what they're doing in these economic sectors and building up the business. And, as Todd and Dennis mentioned, it's just really important to be to create the right environment for the end users, that actually bring the juice, right? That bring the jobs and help the communities grow. So we're really excited about being up here. Go ahead and run the video. I'll show you the Allenwood project that we're doing, and this is one of about 9 projects that we have going now in the U.S.
Okay, just give me a minute here while this pulls up.
Sure. While you're doing that, PNK Group, we're a development technology company, if you will. So we're building buildings, and we've brought, in fact, I was involved in some of the very first buildings, the first building in overseas in our European market over 20 years ago. And we're really excited to get started in the U.S., but we're bringing in technology that was developed overseas to allow us to build buildings more quickly. And you'll see some of what that looks like in this video here. So this is our first building of 5 that we have. It's almost 500,000 square feet, and with full cross docks, 40-foot clear ceilings, 185-foot truck courts, and you can see how the building's gone up with our columns, and that we build in our fabrication plants. And we have our own site equipment now, and we bring everything to the site, and it's precision made in our fabrication plants and put it together almost like a Lego system. And we're putting in our floors last, so it gives even the tenants that are coming, extra opportunity to get in the kind of utilities that they want into the buildings. And then we're starting on building 4 right now, which is another 252,000 square feet. And you can see how we do the site work, and we've got 3 more buildings that we can develop here on demand. And Lauren, you can probably talk a little bit more about the Keystone Opportunity Zone and what that is, but obviously we heard that these kinds of incentives are very important when it's a tiebreaker. I think one of the other advantages that we bring to the market is that we're really interested in working with the tenants themselves and not only getting the buildings up. In our European market, we're able to go from site start to site finish in about 5 months. So we're not quite that fast here yet, but we're working towards that end. And we're also very helpful in trying to understand what the tenants need in order to get their fit outs done and to get their systems installed. So we're self-financing using our own internal resources, which I think gives us a little bit of a competitive advantage. We've done some very interesting projects for a company, Ecolab. We've done two significant build-to-suits for them, one in Georgia and one in North Carolina. And I think they found it very advantageous that we could provide extra capital for their fit outs, their offices, and their internal systems, even specialized fireproof walls and this sort of thing that we were able to just build into the rent and instead of having to capitalize it. But Lauren, you can pop up the other presentation that we have that gives us a little bit more of an overview about what we're doing. Today we've got you can go to the next slide. So we're about nine industrial parks here now, a little over 6 years in the market. We have two fabrication plants, one in Georgia and one in Pennsylvania, where we manufacture the main structural elements for our buildings, the columns and the panels, and we're actually going to start doing the steel for the joist in our Georgia facility. And again, this we're buying out pumps and roofing materials, and we're doing precast dock pits and pre-buying our dock packages because we recognize that the supply chain can be disruptive, and we want to have all of the inventory for our buildings and our end users, available as quickly as possible to put it together. Can we go to the next slide? It's great to have buildings, but as we heard from the site selector guys today, it's important to have sites and sites that are ready. So we're pushing now to expand our footprint here, especially in the eastern part of the United States, southeast, northeast, and we actually just took a site over in Texas, which is in North Dallas. Okay. These are some examples of properties that we did. Our first project down in Savannah, Georgia, which we sold to Blackstone, and we built a couple other buildings in Atlanta. And we've got a 1.2 million square footer expandable to 1.5 million square feet that we're starting in Georgia now. We leased this first spec building to Purple in Ancora. It was 1.1 million square feet, and did the build to suit for Ecolab. We packaged those up and sold it to KKR. Okay. We've built our first project using our construction technology in Hazleton, and that project now is under contract, and we're expected to close on it within the next 2 weeks here. And our Allenwood, Pennsylvania project, we're finishing up in October. I just highlighted that. So we have a very good bit of supply, and I think what is really appealing about Allenwood is that there's an abundance of utilities available here and very, very good infrastructure. Okay. We've also bought a site up at Lake Harmony, which we're working on the permitting now, and in Muncie. So we're really committed to Pennsylvania. Yeah. We have another project in Georgia, which is just a couple of miles from the new Rivian plant that will eventually be about 12 million square feet. So we're putting in property now, buildings, in anticipation of the suppliers that will be coming there. And as I mentioned, Sanger in North Dallas. Okay. And then Ecolab, this was a project assignment that came from them, the second build to suit. They needed a location close to their current factory up in North Carolina in High Point. And we were able to, working with the Economic Development Authority up there in High Point, discover a site. And we worked with them to go through all the rezoning and permitting, worked with all the relevant federal and state authorities to get this project going. And now we've got a 1 million square footer under construction in North Carolina for Ecolab. Okay. So that's a quick overview of what we're doing. I think, some of the big takeaways, we have really brought in a high degree of technology into our building. So they're very reliable and efficient. We have high-speed fabrication, which allows our end users, to get into the completed building much more quickly. And we're capitalized in a way that we can help our potential customers and clients to get the fit out and resources into their projects in a more economical way than they otherwise might have. So thank you very much for this opportunity to present PNK Group.
Great. Thank you, Mark. We're thrilled to have PNK investing in Central Pennsylvania and to be working with you. As we heard from the site consultants, product, ready sites, that's become more of a competitive advantage than incentives. So we're thrilled to have PNK. We did have a question in the chat. If you have, it said, what's a typical cost per square foot for your builds? If that's something you can share.
Yeah, I mean, the typical construction costs are pretty much the same, but our advantage really is speed. It's the speed to the market. So if we can do 2 buildings in a year versus 1 building in a year, or we can do twice as much business. Cost is more or less cost.
Okay, great. Thank you, Mark. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep, and we look forward to having you and working with you on projects in Allenwood.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, Mark. Thank you again for your presenting sponsorship. And I want to give another shout out here. Let me just bring my slide up so that we have a visual of our okay. Our sponsorships today, presenting sponsor PNK Group. Again, thank you, Mark. And our supporting sponsors, the Innovative Manufacture Center, KIZ Resources LLC, Fulton Bank, and Bowler. We wouldn't be able to pull these off without our sponsors. So we really do appreciate that. And this does bring our September Virtual Industrial Development Forum to a conclusion. Just wanted to let everyone know that we will be having one final virtual forum in December, and it's going to focus in around talent and how companies assess talent. We talked a little bit about that today with site location consultants. We're going to dive a little bit deeper on that because it's such an important factor in how they peel those layers out to take a look at an area from a short-term, mid-term, and long-term perspective. So look forward to information on that. Also save the date. Information will be coming out, more details. We do have sponsorships open for our in-person event. It'll be Wednesday, March 13th, 2024 at Bloomsburg University. So it will be our in-person industrial development forum. So we're really looking forward to that. But thank you to all that have joined. Look for a follow-up email. It'll have a survey, links to the PowerPoint presentations, and a copy of the video. And it will have information on our sponsors as well. So thank you all so much for joining, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.